Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, and welcome back to We Happy Few. Ooh. I haven't played this for a little while. A couple of people have requested it, and now is actually an interesting time to go back and take another look at this title. The game itself is still in early access, but since I last played, we've had the Maidenholm update and then the Life in Technicolor update. The Life in Technicolor update, I believe, was August the 16th, and that is apparently the last content update before the game's full release. So this seemed like an interesting time to go back and revisit the title and see what it is bringing to the party. Now, just a quick... sorry, if the sound died there, I just tabbed out to check recording was working fine, because this game has already crashed once. You have to remember this is still in alpha. A quick thing to note here, there will be some new features, they will have changed some stuff, but some bits have not been added. So for example, when you start the game up, you get a nice little notification letting you know that whilst they have implemented more of the sandbox features, the story, the plot, for each of the several main characters that there will ultimately be, that is being released when the game actually goes into proper release. So don't expect, I don't know exactly when that will be, but don't expect too much to have changed with regard to the plot. But in terms of things like the character models, the sandbox exploration aspect of things, stuff like that, with any luck, well, we should have some more features. It's actually quite interesting. This game, for anyone who's not aware, is developed by a Canadian bunch. And, well, whatever. And so you get this... I mean, for those who haven't seen my previous We Happy Few video, you have this wonderfully kind of post-apocalyptic English village setting. This dry sense of humour, and then when you watch videos from the developers about how they were making bits of the game, there'll be a joke about Trump's wall, because it's Canada and they have to share a border with the States, and yeah, anyway, let's just see how things are going. So I'm just going to have a quick look in options. So we've got language, graphics, audio, keyboard. Yeah, that's fine, sure, okay, fine, and hello, okay, that was interesting. Now I can't load my previous save data because there have been several new content releases. It's alpha, so my old data gets released. Now this is initially one of the things that they have done is they have introduced different play styles. Essentially think of it as different difficulty levels. You have Downer, which is what the game was when I first played it. It was essentially the only difficulty you had. Birdwatcher and Vigilante. So Birdwatcher, explore the world with just enough challenge to keep it fun. Basically they tone down on the survival aspects and the focus is on completing missions and exploration of the world. Downer, there are survival aspects. And then Vigilante, the game is trying to kill you politely with bigger sticks. So the combat is harder, you will die lots. I'm going to select Birdwatcher for the purposes of this, just because I think it will be easier for me to show you more of the game through that. But bear in mind that there are, if you play on Downer or Vigilante, and possibly a little bit on Birdwatcher, we'll find out, there are survival aspects to the game as well. But I want to focus on kind of exploring as much as I can and seeing as much as I can. There is now... again, two different options here. Second wind, death is temporary, you wake up with a terrible headache. Permadeath, death is final, you must start again from the beginning. Basically, do you want to turn permadeath on or off? I'm going to have it off because it would just be really frustrating to try and do one of these without. And then you have the option to hit the go button with a nice big happy thumbs up. Pew! It never hurts to talk to people. Unless it does. Happy is the country with no past. Well, that's a slightly creepy Orwellian comment just to kick things off with, isn't it? So let's see what they've done to this thing. How they've taken it. Happy is the country with no past. So it looks like this bit is probably the same as, yeah, winning the garden prize and all that jazz. This is the same as we saw before. So this is kind of setting the scene, and in terms of story and narrative, this is where you'd start. But as the developers have said, they haven't actually added additional narrative yet. It's mainly the sandbox elements that they have focused on. So I'm not going to spend too long dithering around with the early story elements.
Oh, heavens no.
If you want to have a look at how the story's coming up so far, go and check out my previous We Happy Few videos. Yep, Hastings Brothers, and this triggers his flashback or whatever.
It is very dangerous to put your hands outside the windows of the train.
Arthur, where are you? Arthur! Where did you go? Arthur! Arthur! Arthur!
I should just take my joy, shouldn't I?
So, if you hold V to take the joy, then the game ends. Congratulations, you stay in the system of drugging yourself up to the eyeballs. If you hold down E to remember what happened, the game continues, and you hope you're not too screwed. I tested that last time.
Percy!
It was my first playthrough. It was the quickest I've ever completed any video game.
Arthur, where are you?
I got the congratulations, you paid 20 quid for 10 minutes of gameplay ending. Not even 10 minutes. 3 minutes of gameplay
What
ending.
have you been up to? No one's seen you for hours.
Oh, nose to the grindstone, you know.
Then why haven't I heard a single whoosh through the door since 10 o'clock? Did you forget we're having Deirdre's birthday party?
Oh.
We've got a piñata.
Right. Brilliant. Of course.
Have you forgotten your joy?
Of course not. Snug as a bug on a drug.
Well, come on then, finish up.
Just have a few more pages. I know you're very busy.
Then don't take too long to finish.
Oh, that smile is creepy.
The power cell's empty.
Well, what will you do?
I'll get a new one.
Right,
Do you
so
have
this-
any idea how hard it was to find flour for a cake? I'm going to be quite put out if it goes stale.
Hastings Brothers wins scrap gathering prize. Let's censor the hell out of that.
Brothers. Oh, everyone's look after you, you know that.
You see? The past is a garden, Arthur, and you have to pull out the weeds to grow anything nice.
How does she know?
Bangor clarifies
Well,
registration procedure.
I expect you in the conference room presently. Don't dawdle. You don't want to miss the piñata.
Wasn't nothing wrong with that one to be coming back today. I made her a welcome back card.
Drug trials a qualified success, says Sir Robert. Let's accept that one. Yeah, I know, but I don't care. Like I say, I'm not going to pay too much attention to the story because that's not what the developers have focused on. And if people are interested in story, they can
Clive birth whistle.
yeah, go and look at the previous videos.
You're off at the party, aren't you? Whatever happened to you, Prudence?
I did take them. No, leave me alone. I took my
But I'll show
joy.
you that creepy
I took
scene
my joy.
again.
No, leave me alone. No. Oh, hi, Arthur.
We seem to be a bit behind in our work now that you mention it.
The perfect fix for the blast.
And I'm not going to watch that. That's jammed.
There you are. You nearly missed the piñata. It's the most adorable Spanish custom. Uncle Jack did a whole show about it. You smash it until all the candy comes out. Come on, hit it! Hit it! Hit it!
Give it a whack!
Hit it!
The joy's wearing off.
You are off your joy. Take one of mine. Oh my lord. He's a downer. Call security. We've got a downer.
And it all goes wrong.
Probably a bad time to ask for that raise.
Yes, it probably is a bad time to ask for that raise. What a surprise.
Oh my god.
Oh, crap.
Got a downer here, haven't we? Put that down! I'll fix you!
You smell gas?
Flaming Nora.
Forget him, there's no time.
Hurrah. I spent much longer looking at bits of story last time. It is actually a really, I think, quite an interesting little premise setting they've got here. I'm really hoping the story lives up to it and that it's not wasted. I'm all for a sandboxy game, don't get me wrong, but the way they've set this up, I really want a good story out of it. But I can't really explore that at the moment, so we'll see when the game goes into proper release. We'll see how that pans out. Do 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 do. The bits you're going to see mainly are procedurally generated, I believe, just for your information. Taking a little while to load up. I'll be honest, the game seems a bit buggy at the moment. It's still alpha, you know, all that should be made apparent. Oh, there's going to be a dude in here, isn't there? How do I equip? Okay. There we go.
That's better, isn't it? Whose uncle are you? Are you my uncle?
Just gonna take everything. Lore found. Recipe. Ooh. Okay. Yoink. So if I have a look in, ba-dum-bum-bum. Vitals, sure. Healy things, mappy things, quests, tire string. To Mr. Rupert Underhill, Station 4, from Jim Watt, Chief Engineer. Ah, yeah, he's complaining about the lack of staff, essentially. But it's a nice little bit of lore to help with the world that is being made here. So, can I? No, there's nothing I can actually make at the moment. So, let's go over yonder. Yoink.
I'll need some odds and bobs and bits of metal to make a lockpick.
Yes, I'm searching the toilets, just in case, and finding syringes and scraps of cloth. Because why wouldn't that be the case? You have an issue? Yoink. Yep. feel I should point out, just in case anyone was not aware, this is not a game I would necessarily recommend to the younger audiences. As Loki makes a reference to taking drugs. Anyway. Need to find more odds and sods. Any more odds and sods lying around? That's a telephone. Dumb. Yoink. It also upsets people when you're carrying them around openly. Funny that, isn't it? Right. Basic lockpick. Hold gear to craft. Huh? Ah. I accidentally created 2. Oh well, that's fine. Dirty bandage. Let's make a couple of dirty bandages. Antibacterial bandage. Good lord. There we go, that'll do. So I've now got a lockpick.
There we go. 3 years of the salamander and me getting into constant trouble finally pay off.
Now I'm pretty sure I get ambushed up here.
What happened to him? Or rather, who?
Oh, just,
Yoink. Stay calm. It's through that door that I get ambushed. If memory serves. So, nuts to it. Yep, there we go. Oh, my heart still jumped a bit.
We've come to the hard time.
There we go.
That's the first fight I've won since primary school. Actually, I think it's the first fight I've been in since primary school.
Make the button go boop. Right.
You're nuts.
Just pick up everything that isn't nailed down. I'm not going to bother moving the corpse. Sounds like too much hard work. Diary of Theodore Minor. Gosh. I looked into the light like the doctors ordered. I could swear I see shapes in it, moving around like shadows but made of light, and the shadows all around, always around the corner. He keeps turning lights off. Says he wants to save the bulbs. He's trying to make me think I'm going blind, isn't he? How he loves to feel superior. September 19th. Took 2 joy just so I could stand his ugly face. Why won't it work? Has he swapped them out for something? Paracetamol? Jelly beans? Jesus, we haven't had jelly beans since... Have we ever had jelly beans? September 20th. I hate when he talks in that slow, condescending voice like I'm a child. I'm not a child, am I? I don't even know any children. Obviously. Jesus, what's wrong with my joy? September 22nd. There he is, scritching away in the corner. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Mr. Gibbon? And then the whoosh of a pneumatic tube. He's blaming it all on me. What happened, isn't he? He says it's his missus. I don't believe it. He's still got a missus. With his big mossy teeth? I bet she went on holiday long ago. Was I married once? How did it end? I get an awful feeling in my stomach. I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy remembering. Something is all fucked up about the joy, and he won't send me home. We've got to stay here. Duty. September 25th. I can hear him crunching in the dark. It isn't rats. It's his big mossy teeth. I lie awake and picture squeezing his throat till he turns the colour of my carrots he bloody well stole. He's plotting something. September 28th. Let him try to weasel out of this one. I saw him writing those lies. Reassign me, will he? Off my joy I am bloody well tripling up, and he knows it. October 6th. We've come to the end of our time. We've come to the end of our time. We've come to the end of our time. Oh dear. Right. Ooh. What is this? Oh, it's a thing I can put things in. Okay, sure. Let's exit the shelter. So that is your first shelter.